What's fascinating about the human experience is how relatable it is. And the more conversations I dive into, the more individuals I have the honor and privilege of working with as a coach, the more I see the commonalities and the similarities and the relatability of the human experience. One such area of relatability is self-limitations. Before even heading into something, how often the individual can sabotage their own success by placing really confining and inaccurate limitations on themselves. Oftentimes, when we get down to it, it does springboard out of the emotion of fear, or fear-based emotions are present. And yes, self-regard, doubt in their own capabilities exists. So there's a lack of self-awareness around their attributes and their skills. So one of the things that becomes really powerful is learning how to self-coach. Learning how to self-coach in, yes, a reflective way, because when we look back on a day, when we look back on a week, we get the opportunity to examine whatever the question is that we're asking, examine how we showed up and all of the ingredients and recipe around those things and the impact to ourselves. Hindsight can be 20/20, and so reflection is a really powerful practice. And yet self-coaching, when our awareness starts to peak at high levels of proficiency, self-coaching can allow us to get in front of something that we know is a pattern, especially around placing limitations on ourselves. So if I know that how I show up in particular meetings at work is with a lot of self-limitation thinking going on, then at the start of the day, I'm going to ask myself, how am I going to limit myself today? And I could look in my calendar and go like, oh yeah, that meeting with that person on this topic, I'm definitely going to place some limitations on myself. And I'm not going to show up in my best shape, performance, IQ, open-mindedness. The self-coaching habit is just like any habit. When we're starting it, it's uncomfortable. We forget when to do it. As we continue doing it, it becomes way more comfortable. It's faster, and we've developed incremental growth out of it. So we're encouraged with that momentum to keep doing it. So how do you want to generate better self-coaching skills? How do you want to incorporate it into your day? This particular offering is bookend your day. Start with the question, same question. How might I limit myself today? At the end of the day, how did I limit myself today? And the more you get to know yourself, the easier it is to move towards, what do I want to do about that? So what's the wise action I need to take? Because as your self-awareness improves, your reality or objectivity around why it's happening gets better, and your wise actions become much more powerful.